Today we're going to preview Wild Blue, and this one was by request. Somebody specifically said, can you show us Wild Blue? We're going to spend quite a bit of time in here, and we're going to show you why this luxury neighborhood is selling so quickly. There's 3 builders in here. We're going to show you all 3, and we're going to spend a little bit of time looking at specifically what's to be with the amenity center. This is a crazy amenity rich neighborhood. Take a ride with us and you're going to see why they're selling so fast. Hey guys, and don't forget, we're talking to people all the time that are relocating to this area, whether it's in town, across town, out of state, you name it, international even. Give us a call. If you need any help with this, we can help you, not just here at Wild Blue, but any neighborhood and resale. This is what we do every single day. My number, 239-771-6237. Give me a call. I'd like to talk to you live. Here it is. This is Wild Blue. We're entering from Corkscrew Road. You're gonna find this is a luxury neighborhood. So it's a very grand entrance, boulevard style with palm trees and landscaping up through the middle. Sidewalks here to the right. There's a lake on the right. I'm going to spend a little bit of time, as we make this drive up to the first rotary, just to give you some highlights of the neighborhood, and then we're going to get into more specifics. So we're coming past the main gate area here, and you can see there's a resident lane, of course, as well as a guest lane. Now, what you don't see here is this is one of 2 gates. So although this is the main entrance from Corkscrew, there's going to be another entrance off of Alico. It's not going to be as grand as the gate here on Corkscrew, but you're going to have access off of Alico. That's going to give you super quick access to Gulf Coast Town Center, or if you're one that flies in and out, you're almost at the airport when you exit at Alico. So that gives you a sense of just how big this neighborhood is. In fact, this neighborhood is 3,500 acres, of which 800 of the acres are freshwater lake. So we're going to make our way up here on the right-hand side right now. This is the Pulte section. And although it's at the front of the neighborhood, something that's neat about this, you have to go back in there to get to the neighborhood. So it is unique to Pulte. You come off the main road, you pull in, it's almost a neighborhood within a neighborhood. It's a little more quiet, so you're not dealing with all the gate noise and all the traffic here. And it's a little more protected. So they have their own sidewalk, of course, and it has its own little lake. So I'm going to show you that here. We're almost at the first rotary. I'm going to pause here. I'm going to pull up the site map so I can walk you through it with a little more detail. Okay, so here's the site map. I know it's not going to be super easy to see, but really what I'm trying to show you here is just the size and the scale. On the bottom, you have Corkscrew Road. Up top, you have Alico. Now, the bottom right is a section called Vista at Wild Blue. That's Lennar. I'm going to show you that in this video in more detail. The bottom left with kind of the rust color, that's the Pulte section. So it has its own lake, Indigo Lake. And then you'll see just in the middle of it, there's almost like a figure 8, I would say. It's its own peninsula. Those are the stock estate homes. Those are incredible. Those are the most desired lots, I would say, but they come at a premium, as you might imagine. So that's stock. When you go to the left of that section, you see all that orange. That's WCI. That was a company that was actually acquired by Lennar, but it's a little bit of an upscale brand versus their normal build. And then you'll see the Peninsula there on the left. That's kind of in green. That's actually the amenity and clubhouse center and marina. So we're gonna highlight that, of course. And then you'll see the rest of the orange are the WCI Lennar homes, and the rest of the white is actually the stock homes. So that's honestly the better lake to be on. And you can see there's actually a land bridge that connects both Vista Lake and also the main Wild Blue lake. So that's how you actually get to Wild Blue amenities from Vista, which of course you would have access to in that part of the community. So, okay, so I hope that makes sense for you, maybe visually gives you a better sense. We're going to come back at it now. We're going to go around the rotary here a little bit, and then we're going to just do the drive. I just want you to see what the neighborhood looks like. It's probably going to be hard to see to a degree. There's tons of work trucks because there is just so much building going on in this neighborhood. So immediately on the right, we have both the WCI Lennar and then also the stock model homes. Stock also has some model homes that are over in that peninsula area that I showed you that looked like the figure 8. This is, kind of the drive that you would be making regardless of where you're coming from to get to the clubhouse and the amenity center. And believe me when I tell you, it's going to be worth the drive. All right, so we are driving through this section. I might as well take a minute here and talk about what we're passing through. So this is the WCI area, and you can see that the building is going really, really quickly. All those little green signs, in case you're seeing them, no, those aren't for sale signs. Those are saying private residence. So things are moving quick here. To give you a little bit of a background on WCI, so that was its own company. They were about 2 years ago, maybe 3 actually, were acquired by Lennar. They use it as kind of their upscale brand within some of the communities here in Southwest Florida and maybe elsewhere. The floor plans themselves, they range from just over 3,000 square feet to probably close to 4,000 square feet. You can get 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, etc. There's a lot of options, to choose from. And realistically, from the smaller square footage, if you're on the preserve side, they say they start about 670 maybe. You're looking at probably 800, to be honest, by the time you put some upgrades in and still have a lot premium. Now, when you want to be on the lakeside, you're looking at, probably in the 1.2 to 1.3 range, even including if you get up into the higher square footage plans. So you can get a sense, if you're at 850 to 950 on the preserve side, you're going to be 1.2 to 1.3 on the lakeside. So depending on the view that you're looking for and how important the water is, you're going to pay a premium for that. But it really is pretty special to look over the water here. It's one of the bigger lakes, certainly. This and Miramar Lakes, I would say, are pretty comparable in terms of the size of the main lake. Now, I didn't really go through this before, but if you're new to our channel, we talk all things Southwest Florida, in particular real estate, of course. But if you want to learn more about neighborhoods, new construction, resale, just the process in general, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to get notified when new videos launch each week, ring the bell for us, and that'll make sure that happens. Okay, so we're making our way now to the amenity, I guess peninsula, we'll call it. So you're going to see, of course, there's some water here on the left, but the massive lake is over to the right. It fully surrounds this peninsula, which is going to include the sports complex, the clubhouse, the marina, you name it. So there it is, folks. There's actually, that's not the clubhouse. I'm just messing with you. That, folks, is the sports complex. So that's your tennis pro shop, your nail salon. There's a couple of aerobics rooms in there. I'm going to walk you through everything that's going to be in that building. I've got a floor plan that I'm going to flash up here in a minute. But I'm going to show you a couple different things. I didn't want to be in the way here because they're in the midst, obviously, of doing the construction. This is the view from the lake from the other side. But just imagine if you were on the other side of the lake, this is what you'd be looking back over. So you can see it is a huge lake. That's actually the sports complex there, and those piles of dirt that you saw just a second ago, that's actually where the clubhouse is going to be built. So here's an angle from the car to the right, looking back over the lake. Again, those piles of dirt, it's going to be the clubhouse. There's the sports complex. So here it is, guys. There's going to be a marina. There's going to be a full basketball court. You've got 6 tennis courts, 8 pickleball courts, a sports center that has a lap pool. But then additionally, in your social center, you're going to have, just gathering rooms. There's a pool. There'll be the cafe bar. You're going to have beach cabanas. You've got the resort-style pool. There's bocce. There's an event lawn for horseshoes. Guys, it's going to have it all. So I think you'll see from this, again, this is going to be an amenity-rich community. So there's a couple other things I'm going to show you. I actually pulled this from the Pulte website, but it's, as of today, where we are with respect to the amenity center. The sport courts are being built. You can see how far along the sport complex is. You've got the marina down below. Now I'm going to bring up a schematic of what the complex looks like. So you're going to have 2 aerobics rooms with a spin section, the nail salon, sauna, gathering space, huge exercise room, the pro shop for the racket sports, and some training rooms. So you can see, guys, it's just awesome. Okay, so this is the peninsula itself. It's going to have its own gate exclusively for this section. If you want one of the builds on the peninsula, you've got 6 floor plans, and then there's actually 4 of their estate section that you can put in here. The estate is ultra high end. They're like 4,200 to almost 5,000 square feet. It's nearly a custom build. But the lots here, you're going to pay a really high premium, but you're also going to have just commanding views of this lake. So they're selling fast. The 6 floor plans you do have available come at a pretty significant premium as well. But I will say, you also have 8 floor plans from stock that are available on the lake and the preserve views outside of this peninsula. So tons of options with stock. You've got a ton of options with WCI. And Pulte, although they're on the smaller lake on the front end, they're still going to be great lots. And if you don't want to be on the big lake, or that's not as critical, and even a preserve view, if that's, your main interest, there's some great flexibility there, and it still gives you all the access to these great amenities. And further, Lennar has Vista, so that's that second entrance beyond Wild Blue off of Corkscrew, but it has that dedicated kind of land bridge, I'm calling it, back here, and you have the same access to the amenities. So it's a really good option. If you're looking at Wild Blue, you've got 4 really different builders in here, even though WCI and Lennar are the same company. You got a lot of options, whether it be lake, preserve, big lake, this peninsula, but there's a lot to consider. So if you need some help, again, just give us a call. We can walk you through all the different options that are available to you and check out these views. Okay, so I wanted to be able to show each of the builders, and now we've gone through stock, we've looked at WCI, and I talked about Pulte, but I said I'd come back to it. So this is what I mean. We're coming off the main entrance here, and you can see it gets you back into kind of a dedicated area for Pulte. On both sides of the main entrance, this is how it works. Now, I don't know if you can see, but just in front of us was actually a kayak storage and canoe storage. You can launch into the lake right there. You've got sidewalks on one side of the road. Again, you still have pretty decent setbacks. They're not as big as some of the other parts of the community, but still ample parking. And of course, most of the floor plans in here do have a 3-car garage, although some are just a 2-car garage. But you've got plenty of storage options depending on what you're looking for. And again, you've got all the same access to the great amenities in here. And frankly, it's just a little bit less of a price point than being on the big lake or being, with stock. Particularly on the peninsula. So lots of people are choosing to build with Pulte. They build a really nice house. And again, just more options available to you here in this great neighborhood. Okay, you guys are hanging in there. This is a long preview, but I wanted you to be able to see it all. This is Vista at Wild Blue. So this is that section you saw on the map. It's to the bottom right when you're looking at the site map. It has its own entrance, and it's specifically Lennar in here, but it's on a huge lake, and frankly, it's the lowest price point of all of these, so or all of the builders in here. So again, they build a really nice home. Lennar's specialty is their everything's included concept, so you get really, it has quite a lot of features in it, from the Ring doorbell to the blinds are included, all your appliances. Keyless entry. I mean, there's a lot that you get with a Lennar build. So this is the model section here. I'm going to turn around and then cut to just another video here in a second where we're going to go up kind of the western edge of this Vista Lake, and then I'm actually going to drive across that land bridge. I'm not sure that's what it's called. I keep calling it that, but I'm going to show you that as well. So here you can see on the left of Vista at Wild Blue, these houses have preserve lots. It'll be the same on the eastern side of the lake, where the right side of the road will have preserve lots, and then the left side will be the lake. In this case, the left is the preserve and the right is the lake. Now, interestingly, on the right-hand side, if you were looking at this from an aerial view, Pulte actually just acquired the land, and they're doing something pretty neat. There's going to be a 59 home site neighborhood, and each home site is going to have an acre of land. So the houses, even if you have a preserve view, they're going to back up to that, but it's going to be a very low density through there. So anyways, Vista, a really great option, a lower price point, beautiful lake, and tons of floor plans. Actually, you've got quite a variety here that you can choose from. Okay, so we're coming up here. We're going to turn onto this connector, they call it the land bridge again, to go back into the main wild blue. So guys, you can't miss this. I don't know if you all know this, but right about here is the highest point in Southwest Florida. I don't know if that's true, but it's got to be at least 11 feet. Maybe let's just say above lake level. There's not a lot of elevation down here, so we have to have our fun when we can. So this is the view coming back in. To the left is the Pulte Lake, just so you can get a sense of where you are. And then to the right here that I'm showing is the main lake with the peninsula. I'm going to pan around here in a second. That's that main peninsula. That's kind of the figure 8 shape. And then again, I'll get back to the Pulte Lake so you can kind of see everything that's here. So guys, I hope that was helpful. This has been Wild Blue. It's super amenity rich. Okay guys, last clip. We're leaving the rotary. I'm doing a time warp video all the way out to the north entrance off of Alico. So we're coming up here. We're about to pass the community center. We're going to hit a second rotary, and then we head out the north exit through a much smaller gate. But again, this access gives you direct access to Gulf Coast Town Center and the airport.